Oh, what is going on, everybody? My name is Japes. Welcome back. Another episode in ye old path to power. Not the double that we were hoping for today. I will make that up to you guys, though, at some point this week. I do indeed promise. We're going to go ahead and start by tossing all of our main gold team players on the bench for the real PL side. Or aka my Belgian Pro League side. We're going to toss all of them on so they get their fitness back or they get healed up. And on the topic of players getting hurt and needing fitness, oh my gosh, it is rampant. I haven't played any games on my main account in seasons or qualified even for the weekend league yet, but I will do that eventually, but judging by how often players not only get hurt in the draft, and by the way, I've got to say, there is nothing more satisfying in a draft match than your opponent's Ronaldo somehow randomly getting injured as soon as he brings him on as a sub or at the very beginning of a game. Incredibly satisfying. And when he has to get subbed off, you're like, and I feel a little bit bad, but he's only out for one game, and it's a draft. I mean, come on. With that said, too, on the topic of drafts, I'm actually doing a lot better nowadays than I was. I went on just like a really, really bad streak, that bad day where the struggle was real, if you remember. I titled the Path to Power episode that, and gosh, the struggle was... It was real on that account, too. I think I lost like 6 or 7 games, something like that on that day, which is just like crazy for me. Generally, I just do not lose that many games of FIFA. Mind you, I still won a lot, but it was the worst day of FIFA I'd had in a long time. And since that, I've gone on like... 40-game unbeaten streak or something. So things are looking up. They are getting better. Heading on into this match, though, and we're using our old tactics to start here. I hadn't changed them at this point. So if you guys didn't know, for custom tactics, they're just like squad instructions. You have to change them each time, or for each different squad that you have. They're not unique, or they're not... all powerful over all of your squads in general. You have to change them for each one. I did not know that. That is my mistake. I should have probably known that. So we're still playing on a very high pressure-ish or very, very fast-paced kind of instruction. You can see I got players that are just running everywhere. Look at how quickly they move. But I ended up scoring a nice little goal right there with Rahman, who's turned out to be a slightly above average silver striker. Not my ideal player by any means, but I do think he is pretty good. For 250 coins, which is what I paid for him, getting a striker with 90 pace and 74-ish shooting, who's going to complain about that? I know that I'm definitely not, especially when you can get all of these other wonderful Pro League silvers around him. Taraval, we had our issues with him in the 4-back. As the pillar in the middle of a 3-back, I think he is just so much better. Definitely fits that spot a little bit better. So we're 1-0 now, 16th minute. Moses Simon doing Moses Simon things and just waiting. Undalai Jali gets a bit of free space, finds Leon Bailey, and does what he's been doing in the Europa League, is my understanding. He's played like 115 minutes of Europa League or something like that and has 3 goals already, which is pretty incredible for the young Jamaican. Apparently he's on Manchester City's radar, but he's on our Silver Stunner radar and has been since day one. Fantastic player, and really, really glad. I paid a lot for him to begin with. He was kind of he and Simon were the 2 most expensive silvers in this team, without question. I think I paid 1,000 coins for Bailey, and he's been worth it. He's going to get another goal right here. Nice finesse shot. There's some nice skilling on the edge of the box to get into the area to be able to do that. So then I got a little bit fortunate, which is A-okay, and that happens sometimes with FIFA, and when it happens and goes your way, you feel really, really good about it. And when it doesn't go your way, you end up feeling pretty terrible about it. But I've seen some mixed reviews on FIFA17 so far. So I'm going to get down to the nitty gritty. My opinion on the matter, I think this is a really, really good game. I have played probably close to like 150 games on my various accounts at this point, which is a lot. Like, that is a lot of games and a lot of time to put in. And I'm still like enjoying every second of it and grinding away at it. So I am optimistic. You know, there's a term that's a term we all love to use, and that's overpowered. And I have kind of shied away from it this year. Largely, I think it's a maturity thing almost, where I just think the term overpowered is more so overused. And I think it's used out of context a lot. But when it's due to be used properly, then I say by all means use it. Like when the near post was overpowered, it was overpowered. Once you chip through balls, were overpowered. We went to live the chip life right there with Fawcett. We did not manage to score. But in the 69th, Leon Bailey, I believe he seals his hat trick right there. But I don't think there's anything in particular in this game that I can think of that is overpowered. I also don't think there's a certain player that I think's overpowered. And that says a lot. Because of course, there are good budget players. Now, don't get me wrong when I say that. There are good players for their value, and you get good stats for what they go for. But there are a lot of determining factors in price and why they're considered budget players. But elite players play like elite players. And that's really, really nice to see. You know, if a player is good and has good stats and good ratings, they perform really, really well. And I think that's case in point for me this year was when I just started, if I get Messi or Ronaldo in the draft, I just toss them in wherever I feel like tossing them in. Because even though they're going to get a slight, I think it's like a slight rating decrease. I know they don't get any boost, but like their stats are already so good. You don't really need the boost that they get from being on perfect chemistry that much. And so I just like toss them in there, and it doesn't seem to matter. I'll play Messi at cam all the time, Ronaldo at striker all the time, and it works a charm. So test it out for yourself. Report back. Let me know what you think about that. I, of course, always appreciate your feedback. I also apologize if this commentary is a bit out of sorts for my usual. My puppy is just absolutely driving me nuts today, and she's all over the place, and she just cannot seem to chill out. But puppies will do that, and they're like that, and that's a-okay. Just like some things in FIFA are overpowered. So if I had to do one thing that was overpowered this year, what would it be? That thing is custom tactics. But I don't think it's overpowered in the sense that it can't be countered. And I think that's something that's important to talk about with overpowered. Is if something's so broken to the point that it's really, really difficult to counter it, then that's when I think you're getting into trouble. So Javico out of contracts, also injured. Just lots of bummers right there. But the custom tactics have such a huge impact on the way you play and how you can get your players to play, that having that sort of impact on your ultimate... Actually, no, I don't think it's overpowered. I take it back, guys. I think that's letting you be the manager of your ultimate team and giving you more control over things, which is perfect. And I think that's the way that it should be. Also, if you guys have similar play styles to me and you think there's a custom tactic set that I might like, I got an email from one guy already who explained his custom tactics and why he thought they were good. And I'm going to actually run through those in a future episode because I think it was cool. But if you guys fancy yourself to be decent FIFA players and have some interesting custom tactics that you run, and when I say interesting, give me a talking point or two, or give me an explanation as to why you set it up the way you do. Shoot me an email at airjapesfifa@gmail.com. or shoot me a message on Twitter and say, hey, Japes, I'm going to send something your way. This is what I run with, and this is why. And I'm happy to look through those. And I'm going to devote episodes in the future to talking about some of them, especially if you give me formations that you run them with, or if they're not formation specific. So for this custom tactic set that I've been running, essentially the Barcelona default, I found that 3-5-2 works, the 4-2-3-1 wide works, but when I got into narrower formations, I was really struggling to create more chances. So that's playing in drafts with like a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, 4-2-2-2, the 4-2-3-1 with the attacking mids, and I just couldn't. I wasn't creating as well. So this tactic for me works really, really well with formations that have a left mid and a right mid. Now, I haven't tested it with any 4-3-3 formations yet, and obviously I should do that because that's the formation that Barca's running as a default. So surely that's something that I need to go ahead and check out. Heading into this game, and this guy has the special squad building challenge, the SBC Javico, and that card is one that I dearly, dearly want on my main account. It's just, I'm in no rush to get it right now, and I'm going to just like gradually collect those MLS players, I think. And then when some of the hype dies down with them, or when I think I can pick up a bunch of them cheap, then I'll go out and try to start picking up them for the challenge, because unlike some of the other challenges, there does not seem to be a time frame on the Jonas or the Javico challenge. So eventually I will get my hands on them. Lovely goal to start things off there, Moses Simon. It's just a nice bit of team play. And I really, really enjoy the 3-5-2. I think it's great. I mentioned yesterday I was nervous about trying it out on freeform, but it seemed to work out just fine today, which was interesting. The CBs didn't end up getting into as much trouble as I thought they might. You can see another nice bit of work on a Jolly getting forward nicely in the attack, and Falkett just absolutely has a rip, crushes it into the far corner. This guy is a tidy little player. Again, really a discard value is what we paid for him. But as like a box-to-box type, he's like your João Mario type, your Bonaventura. Just the guys that don't have the skill moves to go with it, but are going to get up and are going to get back. They're going to defend well. They're pacey enough. They can finish. They can shoot. Javico, speaking of shooting, absolute thunderbolt right there. Brings this guy back into the match at 2-1 in the 60th minute, doing that default, revving up the motorcycle celebration. We'll watch that back one more time because it was, oh no, we won't. Darn it. It was just such a thunderous strike. I was really, really impressed with it. But nice bit of work here from Moses Simon, generating plenty of free space and just taking players on all sorts of over the place. Unfortunately, the deflection right there prevents the long shot, but we're going to set up for the corner. And corners are good, especially when you've got the big man Ndidi on the near post. He's going to go ahead, win that header. Not at home. The Nigerian CDM has been fantastic for us. And just another player that I would recommend. Oh, that reminds me. There was a CDM also from Nigeria that you guys wanted me to try out in the Pro League. Or someone wanted me to try out. I'll need to pick him up, check him out. But on the topic of ones to watch, also real quick, and the Brazilian League. So the Brazilian League, there are searchable things in Ultimate Team. There are also player faces being added. My best guess would be that there are going to be not only some sort of like squad builder challenge, but there's going to be a Brazilian League release time or like special release event when the game is actually released in Brazil. So if you didn't know, the game will be released in Brazil this Tuesday. And I would expect EA to do something with that. I'd be really, really shocked if there just weren't Brazilian League players in Ultimate Team. I'd be pretty befuddled because they're just missing out on an opportunity to build a bit of hype for the 5-star skillers. And like Brasilvers have been a thing for years. And I just think that EA, they've got to have something up their sleeve with with everything that they've been doing differently this year. It's fun to speculate and think that they have something else planned or something more planned. So we do win the division right there, 5,500 coins, I think. We're going to go ahead and add to our grand coin total, which is awesome. I think I'm going to actually go out and I might buy a ones to watch player and just keep him in the club for the sake of having one. Why? Because it's fun and it's exciting and you're hopeful. And I'd buy into that sort of stuff just like you guys do. 29-0-2 the record. So hoping for big win number 30 coming up here. Closing in on the weekend league as well, which I'm really, really excited for. The question becomes now, do I grind away at divisions with... Would you guys prefer see me keep this like semi-Italian Serie A combo squad to head towards the weekend league so I can do my best to try to win some games? And this is the El Rondo challenge. You're going to see, this is like the general idea for it. There are tons of different possibilities right here, but you get an all-player, a premium all-players pack, I think, for winning it, which is pretty good. So I spent a couple thousand coins on this squad to get the challenge completed. Not the best use of coins, probably. I paid a little bit too much. Hector Moreno, if you have him, the Mexican center back from PSV, sells for like a buy now of about 950,000 coins, which is crazy to me. Sometimes even more than that. But all in all, just toss up two strikers from the same league. Up front, a CM from the same league, but a different nationality. Same nationality at CB, a player from the same league. Matching that first CB, a player from the same nationality. Matching the CB from the yada, yada, yada. You get the picture. And then a midfielder from the same team, and boom, you have 63 chemistry, and all the requirements are met, which means we get to open a pack, which is always fun. It's been good to us. We still do have Arturo Vidal, so we could sell Vidal and build another pretty strong team, but my gut's telling me that I should actually switch up this Silver Pro League team, take the coins, build another semi-strong budget fitness-ish squad, or use the coins to kind of improve that Italian team. I don't know. You guys need to leave a comment. Let me know what you think, but I think it might be time. I can't believe we got Fellaini. For a second, I just thought it was going to be like Company or De Bruyne. I don't know. It's just like wasn't even the right things, but I was hopeful. Anyways, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think, and I will try to oblige. If there is a unanimous or a majority of you guys saying that you'd like to see one thing or another, or I could just build another silver fitness team with some of the players. There are a lot of players that I've been eyeing up and thinking about trying out on my main account. I could go ahead and see if they might have a place in the old Path to Power this year. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sell all of these players on. I want to say thank you, as always, for tuning in. Thank you for the support. Thank you for dropping the likes, the views, the comments, all of the wonderful things. They all genuinely do help me out, and I do genuinely appreciate it. I want to apologize again for not getting that double upload out. Emily is away on vacation with her sister right now, and I had the house to myself, and honestly, I was a bit of a bum today. I just played a lot of FIFA, but I was playing on my main account, grinding out drafts, so I neglected the Path to Power, so I don't really have an excuse. I will give you guys an update on that 12K draft project because I'm down to like 3,000 FIFA points or something. And I hadn't been selling players. I'd just been keeping them for the Squad Builder Challenge. And then I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to sell the players. And now I have like 450,000 coins, which is great. And I still have some really, really good players in the club. No Arturo Vidals, but you know, you win some, you lose some. That's why I guess you have two accounts. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. Other than that, my name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time.